Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. I'm Evil Mike, and I got another review for you today. From Image Comics, we're going to be talking about World Tree, issue number 1, written by James Tynion IV, art by Fernando Blanko, colors by Jordie, Bellaire, and then letters by Aditya, Bidikar. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe on this guy's channel. It does help a lot. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. It's just interaction between me and you. So before we get started, I know a lot of people are going to be having issues with this book. It's on recall. I know some people were able to get it and some weren't. And it wasn't just this issue, and I think the issue was the cover was really dark. I do have a lot of light on. I can show you real quick the difference. But that is actually what the cover looks like. Until I actually put it under a flashlight, I couldn't even see the majority of this cover. I still think it is a fantastic cover, and under the light, I think it adds like so much more depth. But supposedly, I think they are re-releasing it on April 24th. Okay, so with all that out of the way, let's get into it. It does start out with this weird quote from 2024, and it is from one of the main characters, but we'll get there a little later. It starts out with a couple different random scenes. We get this like naked chick on the first page. She's sitting next to someone that was just murdered. It looks like an old lady. But the sum up of the all the different panels is eventually this naked lady, gets online and accesses something called the Undernet. After that, she starts watching other videos, and we follow the person in the videos. It's a guy with like a GoPro kind of thing set up, and at this point he's going house to house and he's showing people his phone that has some kind of image that you don't really get to see until later, and I'm not even sure that's the image that he's showing. But as you can tell, when he shows the image to the people, their face distorts, and as soon as their face distorts, he kills them. And it's not just this one person, because he does go in the house and he finds this guy's wife, does the same thing with her, stabs her in the stomach, and he continues to go on. At this part, we do get a little more of the conversation from the person that's actually doing this, but he just basically states that he's going to continue doing this. There is a moment when we get to see the actual user behind like the handy cam setup, and he's basically kind of talking crazy, but we also see that the naked lady was watching all this, and she's taking an effect. The book jumps over and we catch over to our real main character, as the scene dictates. His name is Ellison, but he's not alone. It looks like he's with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend is named Fausta. But they're having a conversation back and forth about how this guy, Ellison's little brother, showed him these like snuff videos or something to that, grotesque nature, and it bothered him. But it really looked like it bothered his younger brother, and his younger brother is supposed to be in that horror kind of stuff. But I mean, he's talking about that it scared him so bad, like all the way to the core kind of thing. And he's talking to his girlfriend, trying to, bring light to the situation. She ends up investigating, trying to see if his brother has anything online, just to see what he's interested in. And we get his name, and his name is Gibson Lane. It kind of rings a bell. I didn't mention it, but that was the guy that was YouTubing all the murder spree, was Gibson Lane. So she checks on Instagram, and sure enough finds him, and his story feed, guess what? That's everything that he's been recording, and he's been uploading it to Instagram, or that's what it says, Instagram, which Instagram's not gonna let them upload no murder, but okay, in this world they did. So she instantly sees his feed. She starts crying and freaking out, tells him to pull over, that she needs to see the feed. After that, the book jumps over and we kind of meet our next main character, and as the book states, his name is Gabriel. He's watching the news, and it's basically stating that guy Gibson Lane, and he got caught after his murder spree, and it's kind of stating what he was doing, that he went on this murder spree, killing 40 some odd people, but speculated 60, but they're still looking for 20 other people. We do see that this guy, after hearing all this, kind of gets up and moves along, and we see this flashback scene. We see Gabriel in this flashback scene and several other people, and they're kind of talking about a situation that's similar to what's going on. But in this situation, in the flashback, it's more along the other side, like, oh, we got caught. We need to move, and we need to act fast, kind of thing. We cut back over to real time, and our dude Gabriel is calling some guy named Liam, and Liam is in the flashback, so I'll show you real quick. But he is that guy, and it's incidentally, he looks like Gibson Lane. So he calls Liam, and basically he states that the what is it called again? That the undernet is back. And at this point, we basically find out that it's contagious. That boy that went on the murder spree, basically he was infected by something that he saw online. I guess that's what he's showing the other people. And this guy Gabriel and this guy Liam they're kind of like scientists, and they created something back in the day to deal with the the undernet or something like that. So in this process of them stating that they mentioned this thing called the World Tree. The World Tree is like, it's supposed to be like something that they fought the undernet or something like that. But back in the day, this was like in, I think he states 1999, and he was stating that back then phones and technology wasn't as advanced as it is now, so it's going to be damn near impossible trying to stop the undernet, whatever it is, but then the conversation kind of goes on to where Gabriel's also stating that the undernet program, or whatever it is, the virus did not just pop up, that somebody actually released it into the world. And that's kind of when he states that it's going to be damn near impossible to stop because of all the phones and technology and this and that. Eventually he makes a plan, and he kind of shows you the other members from the flashback on a map. But he's basically going to fly everybody back to where they are, so they can try and fight this undernet thing. It is stated that all these friends or whatever, the scientist group or whatever, they haven't seen each other in like 20 years or something, or spoken for that matter, and I think since the last killing incident. Book jumps back over to Ellison, and at this point they've already stopped, looked at the videos, found out where his brother is, and they pulled up to the sheriff's station that is holding his brother. And of course, outside the sheriff's station there is a ton of media. He does make it inside the police station. As he's making it inside the police station, we do see that the naked female from the beginning is pulling up on a motorcycle, still kind of, titties popping out. She's not naked, but pretty close. But anyways, we make it into the police station. Ellison kind of wants to see his brother, and all the cops are, pretty mad. I mean, this guy's asking to see a mass murderer. We do see like a captain type figure step up, and he allows and agrees to take Ellison to go see his brother Gibson. Basically stated that ever since they caught Gibson, and when that he hasn't talked since then, so hoping he might talk to his brother, kind of thing. At the same time, he's going to the back. We see the naked chick walk in. She pulls out her phone. All of a sudden, all the screens and digital presence, as you can see, pop up with that red image. For a second, the cops, they are like, every single cop looks at one of those screens or something like that, and instantly they do that digital thing, and then after that they start freaking out. But it's only for like a second, because she pulled out a gun and caps all them cops, one shot in the head. But she proceeds to the back, and they got back over to the sergeant or captain or whatever he is, and we're with the brother. The brother does mention to the other brother Gibson, he's like, man, I'm sorry, you had to see this kind of thing. And then after that he mentions she's here. Right after that, we get this badass spread right here as the naked girl activates her phone. The sergeant kind of does that digital thing, and then he gets shot in the head. After that, she puts the phone up to Gibson, and this is what happens. And this, I'm imagining, this is what Ellison sees, which is freaking crazy. After that, she thanks Gibson for what he did to help the undernet. After that, she caps, Gibson in the head, tells Ellison, that she's going to need him and use his help, kind of thing, and that they need to get online. And she kind of leaves and walks out. Ellison is kind of like, still stunned and enraged. His brother just got shot in the head, and sure enough, he barfs, and that's the end of this issue. There is a preview to the second issue, but there's no paragraph or nothing, no synopsis for the second issue. But that is the first issue. Besides the debacle with the cover or whatever, everything in the book is still complete, fantastic. The paper is image quality good. But the book was actually really good. I was surprised. I want to thank Trev, the shipping guru, for, because I actually was going to pass on this book, but based on Trev's opinion and, it being recalled or whatever, that's what made me grab it. But it really was a good tale, and I'm very interested in it. I will be picking up issue 2 to see where this goes. James Tynion, he's a great writer, and the art was fantastic in this book. The Fernando Blanko is a brand new name for me as far as I can remember. So, but the art is stellar. I don't know. Let me hear your thoughts down below. Tell me about it. Did you pass? Were you able to pick this up? Did you read it? Let me know. All right, guys. Bye.